Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, C. Raj Chawla, Vice Chairman, Committee on MSME in the Startup of ICI. Welcome you all in this today MSME Pathshala Series 24. And today we are going to discuss financial schemes and norms of finance of IREDA. We have with us CAGB Modi ji, a very senior and prominent chartered accountant. He will discuss on this financial scheme and norms of finance of IREDA. And also we will discuss AI and MSME, a partnership for innovation and efficiency by CA Arpit Taneja ji. I welcome Arpit ji and Modi ji. Also we have with us CA Arpan Jain ji. He will coordinate the series. So friends, I want to discuss with all of you that in the latest budget, the government of India has given many schemes for the MSMEs, and government is intended to boost the MSME category people, because people were thinking that this there will be a relaxation in section 43BH, which was introduced in the last year budget, but there was no relaxation. Although our honorable finance minister has given comments even on our ICI portal that they will give some relaxation in the July budget, but there was no relaxation. Although they have given many relaxations to MSME. So government intention is to boost the MSME sector so that the GDP of India can increase, and the same way internationally our this GDP, our economy can become the third economy of the world. So with this, now I request Arpanji to coordinate our MSME Pathshala.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I am CA Arpan Punamia. It is my great honor to introduce an exceptional professional and distinguished guest, CAGB Modi. With an illustrious career that spans several domains of finance, law, and industry, Mr. Modi has established himself as a leading figure in this field. He holds a BCom, is a fellow chartered accountant, and has completed the CS final. His dedication to the financial sector is evident through his recent appointment as a security market trainer by SEBI and NISM, where he is shaping the future of financial education in India. Mr. Modi has co-authored the renowned book Practice Manual on Package in Scheme of Incentives 2013, which has been widely recognized and published by WIRC. His leadership skills are evident in his tenure as chairman of Dhule branch of WIRC from the year 2015 to 2016 and as a vice chairman for the preceding year. He also served as chairman of Vikasa Dhule branch, demonstrating his commitment to nurturing young professionals. In addition to his professional achievement, Mr. Modi is deeply involved in various organizations. He has been a governing council member of Laghu Udyog Bharati Dhule, a member of Maharashtra Rajya Agarwal Sammelan, and a founder director of the All India Cotton Gin Press Association. His political involvement as a Dhule district conveyor of BJP Industry Cell and North Maharashtra conveyor of the BJP Economic Cell highlights his influence in shaping economic policy at grassroots level. Moreover, Mr. Modi's commitment to innovation and entrepreneurship is reflected in his role as a mentor for startups appointed by North Maharashtra University, Jalgaon. His guidance is invaluable to budding entrepreneurs seeking to make their mark in the industry. Please join me in welcoming CAGB Modi, a man of great vision, leadership, and dedication, to share his insight with us today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Arpan. Thank you very much for kind word about me. And thanks to the Vice Chairman of ICI Committee on MSME and Startup for having this Pathshala of MSME, a series of Pathshala. Friends, we are going to discuss today about an unknown area of practice. Basically, my object of taking this topic or MSME is that while we are doing our day-to-day practice, my concentration always remains 35 years. A day before I have completed my 35 years of practice. And throughout this journey, I was doing all type of different, you can say, a very new area of practice that is giving birth to MSME. So today we are going to discuss a very new topic. We are going to understand what IREDA is and what type of functions IREDA is doing. Normally, we chartered accountants are well acquainted whenever proposals or loan proposals comes to us. We normally goes to the nearby bank or branch of a nationalized bank where we try to get the funding for our upcoming projects or to the promoters of project. But friends, you have seen from last 2014 onward, the way the economy is growing, the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India, Vikasit Bharat by 2047, 3 trillion economy. The manufacturing sector is increasing day on day by, and the biggest requirement of any manufacturing sector is two. One is appropriate, timely and continuous supply of electricity. And the second one, very important, that is vitamin M, that is money. And both these two factors, energy and money, without you have material, you have labor, but if you don't have energy to run the factories, how can the factories will be run? So the focus of the central government is on development of alternate source of energy. Similarly, the central government has taken a vision by 2070, zero climatic or known as zero say emission in the environment, to protect the environment is also the object. So you see nowadays each and every state government and central government is giving boost to establish or to get the energy from new and renewable energy. They are normally promoting the energy from new sources rather than the traditional sources of energy. So the need of the Indian government or the Indian entrepreneurs towards the energy is increasing day by day, and that too taking into consideration the overall impact on the overall impact on the environment of our country. The green energy is the future energy of our country. That's why so many mission, initiative, production linked incentive schemes are introduced by the central government, Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Environment. And see, I am a person who sees whatever the central government ministries are there. See, friends, we chartered accountants are dependent on two ministries of the central government for overall, for our day-to-day practice, that is Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But I am of the firm view, you name the ministry in the central government, there is a professional opportunity. And today we are going to discuss about the Ministry of New and this MNRE, which is giving the thrust about the green energy in the country. A new event is going to happen, and this is my urge to all the participants who are listening me today. Whenever such type of global events are organized by the various ministry of the central government, you make a point if you into that field of area or if you want to become an expert. So fourth Global Reinvest 2024 organized by the MNRE at Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhinagar, Gujarat on 16 to 18 September 2024. And the purpose of this Global Invest Summit is to meet global manufacturers, developers, investors and innovators under one roof, and that too about the green energy, which is going to be a future fuel of India. So this is an additional information. Those who want to make expertise in green energy, right from project, funding, and various initiatives taken by central government as far as this green energy is concerned. So the mission of the central government, the mission of this MNRE ministry in the country is to make energy security. As I told you, India is aspiring for becoming a third largest economy in the country, and by 2047 the greatest country in the world, Vikasit Bharat. So energy will be inevitable part of our energy, our nations, our citizens, our entrepreneurs, our MSME. So each one is required energy security in future. Increase in the share of clean power. As I told you, clean power, green power, climatic conditions, zero emissions in the environment. That is a need of the hours. So with that mission, this ministry is giving impetus to the green energy in the country. Energy availability and access. The energy should be available anywhere in the country. For that, the Power Grid Corporation of India, various initiatives are taken by the government, like energy exchange of the country, energy affordability. The energy should be affordable at a very competitive rate. That is the future requirement of the entrepreneurs in the country. Like the Ministry of Road and Highways are concentrating on reducing the cost of transportation of the raw material and finished goods. Similarly, the Ministry of MNRE is concentrating the affordability of this green energy in the country, energy equity, that per capita energy consumptions at par with the global average level by the country. Yes, sir. Anybody's
Sorry, sir, sorry.
so shall I continue? No issue. So energy equity, with this mission, the future of this green energy, the future of our profession, say our professional opportunity from the Ministry of MNRE or from IREDA, what type of opportunity, how we can help these projects which are coming in the country. What are the targets of the government of India, Bharat as such, as far as this green energy is concerned? The Indian government has set an ambitious renewable targets, which will see solar generation. See, the government target for solar generation in the country is 602 terawatt hours, and wind generations to reach by 237 by 2030. So how and who is going to manufacture this green energy? Which institution in the country is going to fund the projects which are established by various entrepreneurs in this sector of the country? Achieving these targets, the India will need around 27% growth in solar and 16% growth in this wind energy by 2030. So according to this calculation, how much funds will be the promoters of this solar panel or green panel energy will be required by 2013? It is estimated that the overall fund required by this non-conventional manufacturer of energy is around $101 billion in additional financing. So there is a huge requirements of funds in the country. Now, as a practicing chartered accountant, what we are supposed to do under this sector, when the government has ambitious projects, ambitions to get this green energy, or say sun energy or solar energy or wind energy, and this much funds are required by the entrepreneurs, shall we remain only on the nationalized bank? Shall we remain only dependent on the financial institutions, or shall we concentrate only on the cooperative sectors in the country? So with this object, this scenario, what is happening, say Vikasit Bharat by 2047, 3 trillion economy, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and then Make in India concept, more and more manufacturing enterprises are coming in the country. And the basic requirement of each manufacturer, whether it is a MSME, whether it is a large, special large, mega, ultra mega projects, each one is required. There is no substitute to energy in any manufacturing enterprises to run the machines. And since there is no substitution to energy, there is no substitution to the funding requirement of these enterprises. And with this object, I have chosen the topic about introductions of the financial schemes of IREDA and the norms of IREDA for funding the green energy, the solar energy, the wind energy projects, and various types of various types of the projects which are producing this green energy in the country. Organizations, normally, as I told you, whenever we get any proposals, we approach to various nationalized banks. Say State Bank of India, Union Bank of India, Bank of Baroda. We approach to the bankers or to the branch manager. Then see, there are hierarchy. The branch manager may have power to sanction 25 lakhs rupees or 50 lakh or 1 crore rupees. Then the AGM has the power to sanction say 5 crore, 10 crore or say 8 crore rupees. Then the higher authority known as a DGM has another power to 15 crore. So you have to pass the proposal through various hierarchy. But in case of this IREDA and other agencies which are available in the country, which are providing funding to energy projects in the countries are Rural Electrification Corporation of India, the Power Finance Corporation of India, and what we are going to discuss today is Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited. To my knowledge, in 2000 or say 1998, we got 2 windmills sanctioned from IREDA, Indian Inhabited Center, New Delhi. And to my surprise, I have never visited the office of IREDA. The whole process has undergone through courier, documentation, submission of paper without any collateral security. On the basis of only our audited reports, we got 2 windmill sanctions from IREDA. So I am aware about IREDA since 2000, say, you can say 1995 onward, but you say written, it has came out with a public issue. It is a Navratna company of the central government. So these are the 3 institutions in addition to the nationalized bank in the country, which are providing funding requirement for renewable energy projects, which may be solar or wind energy projects in the country. So in addition to that, IREDA is one of the agency. So we are going to discuss today about the Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, the financing norms. What are the norms? I think a person, a chartered accountant who is from official part of India may not be thinking about approaching to IREDA to get the finance. But sirs, all my professional colleagues, you are doing GST compliances, you are doing income tax compliances, you are doing ROC compliances, right? Sitting in tier 4, tier 5 cities of the country. Similarly, as far as IREDA is concerned, you can apply for the loan online on the portal of IREDA, not required to visit the IREDA office in person to get your loan sanction. The process is faceless. We are conversant with the norms at present, that is faceless assessment. So here also the IREDA process the application without any physical presence. All the process is faceless online. We are not supposed to visit, or if at all you require, you can have a telephonic discussions. The phone numbers of the officers of IREDA is given on the official website of IREDA. So today we are going to discuss the financing norms and schemes of there. Sir, can you imagine how much schemes are there? How much we can say, we can use the word instead of schemes, the product of IREDA. How much products IREDA has in existence for funding the non-conventional energy projects? Around 33 products are developed by IREDA to give the funding requirement of these non-conventional energy manufacturers in the country. And that we are going to discuss. What are the norms? What are the rate of interest? And who are eligible to get the funding from IREDA, which we are going to discuss. Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, having its head office at Indian Inhabited Center in New Delhi. Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das is the chairman and MD, and Mr. Bijay Kumar Mohanty is the chief finance officer of IREDA at New Delhi at the helm of affairs. Vast experience. I told you, in 1995, we got windmill sanction from IREDA, and that loan without visiting in person, even the loan documents has been sanctioned, executed without calling the borrower to the head office of IREDA. So that much transparency and clearancy is there as far as the experience of IREDA is concerned in case of giving loans to non-conventional energy. Vast experience. And how much loan disbursement is there? 1,05,000 loan is disbursed in the country in these MNRE sectors of the units, and supported RE capacity installations of over 22 gigawatt. See the exposure, the loan component, 1,05,000 crore. And just ask yourself, the participants who are listening to me, ask yourself, have you done any single projects of IREDA through your consultancy? Have we tried? We always cry that there is no proportional opportunity. Day on and day off, our opportunities are reducing. But see, new opportunities are emerging. And I think each one of you have a vertical in your own offices to find out, to explore the opportunities which are created by each and every central government ministry in the country. You name the ministry in the country. You name the ministry in the country, whether it is an agriculture ministry, there is the professional opportunities available. But we have never thought beyond income tax, beyond GST, beyond corporate affairs. So this is another agency in the country, in addition to the nationalized banks, which is supporting, which is funding to the non-conventional or say renewable energy projects in the country. Longer repayment period. Normally we are habitual to listen whenever we approaches to the nationalized banks or cooperative banks. The repayment period will be 5 years or max to max 9, not more than 7 years. But here, the repayment period which is offered by IREDA is up to 25 years. And friends, for your information, the DISCOMs, the state electricity distribution companies, they are coming out with KUSUM scheme, which I am going to discuss afterwards. The KUSUM schemes, the DISCOMs are giving incentives, or they are calling tenders in the country, each state of the DISCOMs. You name MAHADISCOMs from Maharashtra, GDISCOM from Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. Each state of the country, they are coming out with their power purchase agreements. And those agreements are executed for minimum period of 25 years. So in that pretext, or in consonance with the power purchase agreement, the IREDA has decided to fund the project having longer repayment period up to 25 years. And what is the benefit of this 25 years? You know, your DSCR, your NPA or your cash inflow will be such that your organization, your unit or your DPR will have a comfortable DSCR ratio, debt equity ratio. There will be no burden on the borrower to repay the loan out of or other than the project which is generating the electricity. So the repayment can be done by paying the running or operational cost, the electricity, the cost of interest paid on borrowed funds, and the principal and as well as the interest can be recovered by the longer repayment period. So it is an advantageous position that IREDA is having, and that is specific. It is not applicable to all the projects. Specific, if it is a high cost, high capital cost project, then the repayment period is spread over 25 years. And how much is the loan component? We are, it is normally 75% of the machinery cost. And in the case of IREDA, higher amount of loan up to 90% of the project cost can be considered on case-to-case basis. So this is an added advantage. So friends, whenever you get any projects which are executed or which has got the power purchase agreement from the state DISCOM, see, electricity except open access is not permitted to be sold by the manufacturers in his individual capacity as per his choice, because the distribution line, the transmission lines are owned by the state transmission corporation, state distribution corporations. So we have to dependent on the respective state governments. So that's why the higher amount of loan, or in that power purchase agreement, escrow accounts are opened between the borrower, IREDA, or the unit and purchasing the power, and through that ISCOM, that escrow account, the interest and the repayment is recovered, and the balance amount can be utilized by the borrower for his own personal use, or for expansion, or for diversification. So two important things: longer repayment up to 25 years and higher amount of loan up to 90% of the. I think this is an exceptional way of funding to the project. The promoters are supposed to bring only 10% of the project cost as his own margin, and that 90% can be taken care of over the period of 25 years, because the long repayment period is permitted by IREDA. IREDA at a glance: India's largest pure play green financing non-banking finance company. It is an NBFC. It is not a bank. It does not have branches. It is a non-banking finance company which has got a license from Reserve Bank of India. It's a Navratna company of the Government of India. Strategic role in Government of India's initiative for promotion and development of renewable energy sector. The main object for which this IREDA has come into existence is for financing and promotion of renewable energy sector. Highest credit rating, AAA, and stable by the credit rating, having AAA grade of the, committed to implement high standard of corporate governance. You go through its corporate reports, its share market value, its loan portfolio, vision and mission, as I already discussed, because I have some more important slides to discuss with you. Say, if you see this graph of Bharat in front of you, and you see or if you watch state-wise loan disbursement of IREDA as on 31st March 2024, and this blue portion and the green light portion, I think the western part of India, West India or the South India, is the biggest beneficiary of IREDA funding arrangement. The biggest beneficiary. Though the IREDA is having its corporate office in New Delhi, the North and the East has the least beneficiary of the IREDA schemes. And friends, those who are listening to me from all over India, Uttar Pradesh, then Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Odisha, Telangana, then Madhya Bharat, say Madhya Pradesh, or say Punjab, or say Delhi, or Himachal Pradesh, there is a huge opportunity available, this upcoming area of funding to non-renewable energy projects from IREDA in the country. And the biggest, the highest beneficiary of IREDA, very small area of the India, very small state as far as area is concerned, that is Andhra Pradesh. Out of total 1,05,000 crore funding of IREDA, Andhra Pradesh share is 9,288 crore. And see area wise, it is I think 1/4 that of Maharashtra or 1/4 that of Rajasthan. But its share in renewable energy projects, see, IREDA has funded 9,288 crore. It means there are more and more renewable energy manufactured in the country, in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And the next state which has got is the Rajasthan, 13.34% of total funding, or say 7,964. So my request, my urge, and my intention to the chartered accountant who is listening to me from Rajasthan or say Andhra Pradesh or Tamil Nadu or say Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, ask yourself how much projects are routed through we practicing chartered accountant to IREDA to get the funding, because these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think there are 7 states in the country who are the highest contributory as far as IREDA loan is concerned. But friends, this is untapped area of practice. This is unknown area of practice. This is unknown area of financial institution, which is not aware by us or by we practicing chartered accountant that this is an institution in the country which is funding, which is providing, which is financing to the non-conventional energy in the country. So take the advantage, and particularly to Northeast or to say South or to Uttar Pradesh and to the north side of the country, the share of IREDA or the funding of IREDA in this area is very, say, you can say overall not more than 12% considering the rest of the country. So huge opportunity is there. Kerala, hardly 554 crore. Very small country, very small state in the country. But still, still it has 0.93% of the IREDA shares. So this is untapped area. This is new area or new financial institution where we should take the advantage of entering into or giving funding to our upcoming clients in the state of our country. Loan portfolio of IREDA as on 31st March 2024. If you ask me sector wise, so loan facility to state utilities, the biggest beneficiary of this see, the solar energy, 27% of the IREDA funding is towards solar park or solar energy. Then comes wind energy, that is 20%. State facility to state utilities, that is state DISCOM, state electricity board, state electricity transmission company, state electricity distribution company. So there is 22% funding by IREDA. 22% for wind energy, 27% for solar energy, hydro, small hydro project, 12%. See, now the new fuel of the country is compressed biogas, biomass and co-generations and other manufacturers, that is 10% of the country. So each sectors, you name the sectors in the country, IREDA is having its present as far as funding is concerned in the country. Eligible sectors. So friends, which are the sectors which are eligible for this funding requirements of IREDA? Which sectors we should concentrate? We are aware about normally two sectors, solar energy and wind energy. But in addition to that, state DISCOMs, we can become facilitator or we can become a mentor to the state DISCOM companies to prepare the application, to submit the project, to make the due diligence about the feasibility of their projects, for submitting application to get the funding from IREDA. So what are the eligible sectors in the country? Wind energy. We are aware about wind energy. Machine types wind energy for financing wind projects will be as per revised. So there are specific areas like Jaisalmer in the country, or say coastal area of Visakhapatnam, coastal area of Chennai, coastal area or hilly area of Himachal Pradesh. There are state specific area which is identified by the Energy Development Agency of respective states. As far as Maharashtra concerned, MEDA is the agency, Maharashtra Energy Development Authority, which identifies the area where the wind flow per hour is highest, so that wind mills can be established in those areas. Say in the state of Gujarat, there are certain area in the hilly regions or the coastal belt of India. See, India has got 7,516 kilometer coastal belt, and each coast belt is suitable for windmills. So IREDA is having a sector in wind energy can be given. Hydropowers, Sardar Sarovar, and so many hydropower projects are there, which is in the Himachal range, hilly area of the country, where, and you see the flood coming in various parts of India. So the future of hydropower, green power is there. Solar energy, I think Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. These are the states where solar park are established in huge numbers, and the solar energy is one of the sector for which IREDA is funding, and the area of financing are which general solar, solar PV technology, not only solar park. A person who is manufacturing solar PV panels, a person or an entity which is manufacturing windmills, wind turbines, wind fans are also eligible for funding from IREDA. Solar thermal technology, floating solars, a novel concept. On the Sardar Sarovar canals, floating solars are established by the Gujarat government. So even floating solar panels are also eligible under these IREDA schemes. Biomass, compressed biogas, or say ethanol. These are the biomass power generation and industrial co-generation, particularly sugar mills, where the byproduct is molasses, and from this molasses, ethanol is manufactured. So here, this IREDA is funding for biomass power generations and industrial co-generation project by funding. This is one of the sector for waste to energy, particularly municipal corporation, municipal solid waste is collected by the vendors which are appointed. You see in the municipal corporation of Indore, which has got first rank in the country as far as clean city of the country. The cleanest city of the country is Indore in Madhya Pradesh. So what is happening? The municipal waste is collected by the municipal corporation's vehicles, and it is converted from waste to energy. And that project, which is been established by the Indore Municipal Corporation or by a private entrepreneurs, is eligible to get the funding from IREDA. They may have taken or may not have taken, but this is one of the sector which is eligible to get. Biofuel, that I am selling a maize, waste maize, or say rice bran, or waste grain, or say bajra, jwari. From there you can create a fuel which is known as biofuel or compressed biogas, or say ethanol. A new fuel is generated. So these type of projects are also eligible, and there are so many projects which are coming of CBG, Satat scheme of the Ministry of Petroleum, and this Satat scheme, which is providing 4 crore rupees subsidy for manufacturing biofuels or biodiesel, which is you can say a green fuel of the country. So it is having dual object. The grains which is not edible, which is a waste, is converted into energy, and that energy is utilized to run the vehicles in the country, and for that IREDA is funding. So IREDA is having specific scheme for funding to biofuel projects, ethanol project, compressed biogas, or the promoters can take the advantage of Satat scheme of the central governments. So grid connection facility for re-evacuation and transmission. Say a promoter has established on say 200 acre or 500 acre land the solar panel or windmill, then to transmit that power, so power cannot be stored. It has to be transported or it has to be consumed. It cannot be stored. In this budget 2024, the Honorable Finance Minister has come out with a power storage pump scheme. That scheme is going to be introduced, where the power can be stored. Is the new concept. Electric vehicles, the batteries in which the power is stored, but the wind generation, whenever the windmill generate power 365 days 24/7, whereas normally solar generate the powers 8 to 10 hours a day. But in windmill, the power is generated 24/7, 365 days, depend upon the wind flow of the respective location. But that power has to be transported. That power has to be evacuated immediately to the consumption sector, or it has to be transported from generation point to the consumption point, and for which this transmission line, evacuation line, it has to be transferred to the substations of the Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. The power of Northeast can be transferred to the South Kanyakumari, and the power of Sardar Sarovar can be transported to the West Bengal. So this type of power transmission evacuation lines are also funded by IREDA for evacuation and transportation and transmission of power through various types of transmissions like that Power Grid Corporation of India for these purposes. Others, there are so many other agencies in the country that is renewable energies and for which the fundings are done. What are the product? Rather than schemes, I want to use the word product. What are the various products of the IREDA under which funding is done to the renewable energy projects in the country? Those are equipment financing, loans for manufacturing, financial intermediaries, financing for commissioned projects, including takeover loans. See, this is a good idea. This is a win-win situation. This is a good opportunity for we all practicing chartered accountant. If we get any of our clients who has borrowed from any nationalized bank or any cooperative bank or any other financial institution in the country, just compare the rate of interest which is applied by IREDA and the rate of interest which is applied by the existing borrowers. So IREDA is taking over the loan from existing bankers or existing borrowers or existing financial institution. Additional bridge loans against SDF loans, loans against securitizations. Loans against securitization. You will see what is this product? A non-performing assets, an asset which is taken over by under SURFASA Act, a loan which is under, say, in the possession, the assets are NPA, classified as NPA. Even against such assets, IREDA is funding. Factoring scheme, nothing but a trade financing, that trade platform, which is created by Ministry of Micro and Small Enterprises. Factoring, other funds and non-fund based financing schemes. These are the various products of the, what are the eligible entities who are eligible to take loan from IREDA? It is private sector companies, private limited company, individuals, firms, limited liability partnerships, central public sector undertakings, state utilities, Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution say Mahadiscom, Mahatransco, Mahagenco, like each and every state government utilities which is involved in transmission, distribution and production of electricity, they are eligible to get funding from IREDA. Loss-making applicant. See the beauty, loss-making applications. If an entity which is making loss, even that entity, IREDA is saying that yes, welcome, we are going to fund you. So this is one of the eligible entity for funding as far as this IREDA is concerning. So friends, those who are in, say, that loan recovery or say insolvency professionals, and they have such clients which into non-conventional energy, and if they are making losses, they can approach to IREDA to get that project which is in stress and get the loan funding up to 25 years and bring that project out of stress by switching from stress assets to good assets and getting funding from IREDA. Greenfield projects, normally this nationalized bank and private sector bank, particularly HDFC, ICICI and Axis and Kotak Mahindra Bank, these are all private sector banks. They don't entertain the greenfield projects. But friends, here IREDA is entertaining the greenfield projects. Applicants in default, as I told you, previous slides, loans against securitization. Here, what is mentioned in the IREDA? Applicant in defaults in payment of dues of financial institutions, defaulter as per CIBIL. Even if your CIBIL report is bad, IREDA is saying that yes, we will consider your application subject to the guidelines, subject to the terms and conditions, subject to the rules of IREDA. They can approach to IREDA for their funding requirements. Account classified as NPA or special marked accounts to SMA2 and other defaulters are also eligible. So these are the eligible entities as far as IREDA is concerned. What is the minimum amount of loan? The minimum eligibility criteria for funding by IREDA is 50 lakh rupees. So any borrower, normally a rooftop solar panel established on the rooftop and MSME having say 100 HP or 200 HP connection, the cost of installation of those rooftop will be over 50 lakh rupees or maybe less than 75 lakh rupees. Say 200 kilowatt or say 300 kilowatts. So IREDA is entertaining projects having loan component exceeding 50 lakh rupees and there is no upper limit. Quantum of loan. How much loan is provided by IREDA of the project cost? As I already have told you, 90% of the project cost. So the quantum of loan from IREDA shall be normally 70% to 90%. It depends upon borrower whether he wants to avail 50% or whether he wants to avail 90%, or to take loan for a higher period of repayment, that is moratorium period, exceeding say 7 years to 90 days. What is the moratorium period? What is the maximum period? In specified cases, it is 25 years. In certain or in normal circumstances, the repayment period prescribed by IREDA is 15 years. And the moratorium period. See, the word used is shall commence after construction of the project. After construction. So if the construction takes 3 years or 4 years, the repayment will start after construction of the project. It is not 15 years from the date of first disbursement. It is not for 15 months or 24 months from the date of first disbursement. The word used in IREDA is after the construction of the project. And you know, this all projects, windmill, solar park, or say this hydropower projects are time consuming. It takes around 5 to 6 years to commence this project. So it is taken care of by IREDA that the repayment will start after the construction is completed and total amount has to be amortized 80% during the useful life of the project. What are the rate of interest charged by IREDA for funding? So higher the rating, see, it is graded from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 or AAA to BBB. So we are all central public sector undertaking, state public sector undertaking on joint venture projects, renewable energy projects, project specific loans, 8.9% for AAA, 9.4%, 9.65%. So lower the rating, higher the rate of interest. Higher the rating, lower rate of interest. State GENCOs, state electricity distribution generations company, transcos linked with DISCOM, state distribution companies. Energy projects, higher the grade, lower the rate of interest. Lower the grade, higher the rate of interest. And if you compare this with nationalized bank, I think IREDA is very competitive as far as rate of interest is concerned. Transmission projects, 9.5% to, so I'm not taking much time of you. These slides you can take from ICI or the MSME committee because I have to discuss. So these are the private sectors. Rooftop solar, wind energy, grid connector, solars. It is grade 1 to grade 5. Lower, higher the grade, lower the rate of interest. higher the grade, higher the rate of interest. So rooftop solar, hydropower, biomass, cogenerations, waste to energy, cogeneration means ethanol, compressed biogas, transmission project, electric vehicle and electric vehicle infrastructure projects, compressed biogas, green hydrogen and derivatives. So this is the chart which is prescribing. See, it is transparent, it is crystal clear. It is not linked to MCLR as is available in the case of nationalized bank. These rates are not linked to MCLR. So sectors, private sectors, ethanol 10.3% to 11.6%. Ethanol standalone projects 10.70. So many ethanol projects are coming in the country. Sectors, the highest grade, so it depends upon the credit rating of the project which is submitted to IREDA, external credit rating. And what is happening? A rebate is given. If the project is externally weighted and higher the rating, the rebate in the rate of interest is given from 35 paise to 5 paise of the rate of interest. So this rebate is applicable depending upon the credit rating which is done by external agencies to the renewable projects. External security, everybody is concerned with collateral securities, because normally none of the nationalized bank or cooperative bank without collateral security, nobody is going to entertain your project. But here, case specific collateral security will be demanded by the IREDA. Prepayments, they are mentioned. If the loan is prepaid, then how much prepayment penalty will be recovered by the entrepreneurs or IREDA? It is crystal clear mentioned in the scheme itself. Prepayment exclusion, which cases the prepayment penalty will not be recovered. If it is self-funded, it is granted. Whatever subsidy is received from various ministries of the government, if it is repaid out of that, registration charges and documentation charges. A loan up to 20 crore, only 1 lakh rupees. And see the normal, if 20 crore rupees loan is taken from nationalized bank, the process fee is normally 1% to 1.25% of the loan amount plus GST. Here, IREDA has specifically mentioned that up to 20 crore, our processing, our registration fee is only 1 lakh rupees. 20 crore to 125 crore, 2.5 lakhs. 125 crore to 250 crore, it's very, very cost effective. If you compare with the nationalized banks, it is very cost effective. And documentation charges, loan documentation charges, it is clearly mentioned by IREDA how much charges they are going to take while funding the proposals. Upfront fees, other charges, it is specifically mentioned, clear, crystal, transparent, no hidden charges, no charges after disbursement sanction of the project. Consortium financing, if you want to take consortium finance from 2-3 agencies, IREDA is ready to become the lead consortium partner in the country. Indicative process of loan application. As I told you, it is a faceless, it is an online process. You have to make the application online along with all your documents. The formats of the documents are available on the website of IREDA. You have to download, you have to pre-fill. And in case you are finding any query, any problems, any issue, a dedicated phone number with the name of the officers is provided to whom you can discuss and solve your issues. So this is the process flow chart of how to make the applications. Then how the process is implemented by IREDA at its own end. How the proposal is approved and finance is also given by IREDA itself. How the disbursement take place is also mentioned. It shows that IREDA do not want the promoter has to come in person in office of the IREDA, because it is not having branch offices in all the states of the country. It don't have offices in each districts of country, like SIDBI is having offices at say state capital places. Similarly, IREDA is having hardly 2-3 offices, and that too in the capital NCR region of our capital, New Delhi. other funds and other fund-based financing. Technical team, can I take 3 to 5 or 5 minutes more with the permission of committee? So other fund.
Yes, sir, you can take 5 minutes more.
5 I will
Sir,
finish.
you can take 5 minutes more.
Yes, sir. 5 I
But
will finish.
after, yeah, so there is some questions. The
I will
also.
be there at the last of the session to solve the issues.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So 5 I am going. Sorry, my next speaker, I am taking your 5 minutes more. Other fund and non-fund based financings. What are the products? There are 33 products, and it is not possible in 1 hour to explain each and each product. But I am just I am putting in front of you the name of the products. In future, if you want, we can have a 3-hour, 2-hour lecture on various products. But friends, I am aware my chartered accountants are very smart. They will visit the website of IREDA. They will explore. They will dug informations from the websites. They will learn more about the products. So line of credit to NBFC for similar purposes. Short-term assistance to redevelopers, suppliers, contractors, manufacturer, etc. is the product. Bridge loan. See, you have supplied the electricity to the state discom, and the state discom is unable or has done delay to repay your electricity cost. For that also, the IREDA is giving bridge finance. That is trade discounting. You can say your bill is discounted by IREDA. So bridge loan assistance against capital subsidies. Oh, sorry, it is a capital subsidy. I have taken another side. So your subsidy is due from Ministry of Renewable and Energy Development. So even if it is on the verge of sanction or it is sanctioned but not disbursed, so IREDA is giving you the bridge loan against sanction subsidy, which you can utilize to repay IREDA loan or you can utilize for your capex. Underwriting of debt loan syndication is the another product. Guarantee assistance schemes to resuppliers, manufacturer, EPC contractors, developers for funding or for giving guarantee to the contractors or suppliers of equipment to the erector of this renewable energy project. IREDA to take up role of lead founder, lead financial under consortium. So IREDA is also playing a role of lead bankers or lead institution where consortium finance is under. Direct discounting. You can discount your bill like trade discount, your bill which is due from state discoms. Schemes for financing rooftop solar PV, grid connected, open access. What I told you, grid connector interactive power projects. So solar rooftop or grid connector projects are also eligible. IREDA scheme for bridge loans against pending electricity bill. What I told you previously, if your bills are pending to be disbursed and you know all state discoms are not flush of funds, they are making losses. So sometimes it is not possible for state discom to pay on due dates. Normally it is expected once the bill is raised at the end of the month, within 7 days, they should pay your electricity generation bill. But it takes time. IREDA is at your help to get your fund to repay your obligations toward operational cost, toward electricity cost, or repayment of loan. Credit enhancement guarantee schemes for raising bonds towards renewable energy projects. Policy for issue of letter of credit, letter of say LUC under term loans sanctioned by IREDA. Access to energy schemes under KWF line. Loan schemes to promote the concentrating solar thermal power projects for industrial process heat applications. Financing for transmission project. As I told you, evacuation and transmission, huge capital expenditure is required. Here also, IREDA is funding the transmission projects. IREDA schemes for credit for financing large-scale rooftop solar PV, photovoltaic grid-connected power projects. Top-up loan scheme. Even if you have taken a loan from IREDA and you have repaid, and if you want to top up, again IREDA is at your help to give the loans. Loans against securitization of future cash flow or renewable energy projects, term loan facility to government bodies, etc. As I told you, the state discoms, schemes for manufacturing of biomass pellets, that is fossil fuel, biofuel, or say waste to wealth, agriculture waste to wealth, briquetted fuels, biomass pellets, briquettes, torrefied pellets, refuse derived from agriculture waste to wealth, agri waste to energy projects, scheme for financing of biomass projects for heating applications for commercial use, setting up of new distillery, ethanol, distillations, expansion for particularly for existing sugar manufacturers, cooperative private sugar manufacturing units in the country, setting up of new distillery, expansion of existing distillery for production of ethanol, takeover of term loans from banks, as I told you, takeover from banks, financial institution and unsecured loans, bridge loans, creditors payable, that is bill discounting, project specific funding, financing of smart meter. You know, the government of India is giving boost to installation of smart meters. Smart meters are now installed in all the residential and commercial premises. So to manufacture these smart meters or for installation of smart meters, IREDA is also funding. Loans to projects under PM Kusum, very popular scheme of the government of India, very popular scheme of our Honorable Pradhan Sevak of our country. Har Ghar Bijli, rooftop solar, 300 रुपया प्रति महीना कमाओ. हर रूफटॉप के ऊपर 78,000 to 75,000 rupees subsidy for rooftop solar under component A, component B and component C. 3 schemes are there under Pradhan Mantri Kusum schemes of rooftop solar. Factoring scheme for purchasing receivables, that is trade finance, bill discounting, which normally these nationalized banks and these finance companies are so-called mutual funds are doing. Similar projects or similar schemes is done by IREDA also. Schemes for power generation by biomass gasifiers. IREDA loan schemes for compressed biogas, CBG. Satat scheme, again 4 crore rupees subsidy, financing new technologies for promotion and increasing usage of renewable energy, funding a green mobility segment. Special product for funding renewable energy projects through bonds, other instruments. Policy for extended term loan for renewable energy expansions. Policy for refinancing of loans. So these are 33 schemes. 33 schemes, my friends. See the opportunities available to we practicing chartered accountant. Take the advantage of IREDA. Read, reread, take multiple sessions. Have vertical in your office to take care of these IREDA schemes. How to make the application? It is a faceless. You can go to this website. This link is given. This link is given where new your registration, existing your registration. We are well versed. We are doing online all the work of GST, income tax, corporate. So we can handle this website very easily. These are the information which is required to get yourself registered. This is the procedure for how to apply for the loan, the website, other areas. Battery storage system, pumped storage, hydroelectric vehicles, charging infra, fuel cells, green hydrogen, renewable energy component manufacturing. And the best thing to we chartered accountants, we are very much interested in empanelment. The very lovely word we chartered accountant like, empanelment. Empanelment as insolvency resolution professionals with IREDA and empanelment as lender financial advisor with IREDA. So we can apply. And with this, these are the addresses. Thanks to the MSME committee for giving me this opportunity to put in front of you the new avenues of funding to renewable energy. Over to you at headquarters, New Delhi. all to the organizer. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a very insightful session. I hope many chartered accountants would be beneficial with your insightful knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. Hello, everyone. Now we'll start with the second session, which would be taken by Mr. Arpit Taneja. So it is my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's webinar, Mr. Arpit Taneja, the founder of Arpit Taneja and Associate, a firm that has made a significant strides in the field of accounting, financial reporting, taxation, business advisory service, auditing, and assurance. Mr. Taneja is a highly qualified chartered accountant holding a bachelor's degree in commerce from the University of Rajasthan. With over 6 years of experience, he has honed his expertise in internal audit and internal financial control, making him a trusted advisor to many prominent clients across various industries, including real estate, manufacturing, trading, and hospitality. Throughout his career, Mr. Taneja has successfully executed numerous assignments for esteemed clients like JP Group, Jackson Group, Unitech Limited, and many others. His deep understanding of complex business environment combined with a client-centric approach has positioned his firm as a leader in delivering tailor-made solutions that address unique client needs. Under his leadership, Arpit Taneja and Associate has built a reputation for professionalism, independence, fearlessness, responsibility, and an unwavering commitment to quality. His dedication to exceeding client expectations through innovation and customized solution has been the cornerstone from the firm's and his individual success. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Arpit Taneja, a visionary leader and expert in the field, as he shares his invaluable insight with us today. Over to you, Mr. Taneja.
Thank you so much, Arpan, for the introduction. Namaskar, everyone. And I would like to, first of all, thanks to the chairman and the vice chairman of the esteemed committee on MSME in startup and the whole team of the committee on MSME in startup for giving me this opportunity. On today's session, our focus will be on the AI and MSME, our partnership and the innovation efficiency. In the next 45 minutes, we will explore how artificial intelligence can transform and elevate the MSME's operation. Let me start with the one statement which my previous fellow speaker, Mr. Modi, has mentioned, that we as a chartered accountants are into the practice of income tax, GST, and he gave informative information, the new opportunities where we can explore the ideas. But as once, even if you're a partnership firm or a proprietorship firm and you have a limited resources, what happens? The thought you've gone through is, we have limited resources. We don't get enough time from the regular day-to-day activities so that we can explore the new areas. This is why we came to today with the session on the AI on MSME. AI. So let me just start with my presentation. So today's agenda is the key topics we will be discussing in this presentation about the introduction of the artificial intelligence, the partnership between the artificial intelligence and the MSME, the challenges we are facing, the challenges of artificial intelligence. Then after that, we will move to the few demonstrations as well, where I will show you some few tools, the uses of those tools, where we can use in our day-to-day activities. So starting with the introduction, what is artificial intelligence? So just like human beings, as we have the intelligence comes from our brain, in a similar way, artificial intelligence comes from its machines, which is computer systems, in a way that we get the knowledge from the books, articles, blogs. In a similar way, artificial intelligence gets all those vast amount of knowledge from the data we feed into it. So if you'll talk about, there are three types of learning. There is a one machine learning, deep learning, and natural language processing learning processing. very quickly, I will give a brief about that, not going very much technical about that. In machine learning, where we are interacting with the artificial intelligence in the text format. Deep learning, where we are interacting with the artificial intelligence in the other form other than the text, such as voice recognition, videos, images. And coming to the NLP, NLP is interacting with a like a human behavior. If you have visited any of the website, you see there are the chatbots at every platform we are using currently. There are chatbots there. So this is all about the NLP. So next is AI and the MSME, the partnership. How the AI and MSME become a partner and do a partnership. So there is an automation of the repetitive task. We are doing multiple tasks on day-to-day basis, which are very repetitive, and we are spending all our time in that only. Again, other drafting, we are doing multiple draftings on day by day, such as email. We are drafting the letters. We are drafting the list of requirement to the clients. Multiple things drafting we are doing, but we are doing it by ourselves, which is at the end is a time-consuming task. The PPT creation, we are creating once. So, for example, if we start with the PPT creation, it takes about 2 to 2.5 hours and 3 hours to create a PPT for the whole content and what we are trying to share. So AI is helping us to get this done in a very faster manner. Accounting entries. We are doing accounting entries. We are using multiple ERP softwares to do the accounting. So our clients are doing that. The MSMEs are doing that. So we have another few more softwares who are doing the accounting entries and making our life easier not to do the repeated task. And coming after that, once the data is there, we need the analyze part. We need to we need interactive dashboards. We need actionable insights to the promoters so that they can see the data in a similar in a such a fashion. So as there is a AI, there is a technology, we have some challenges. Data privacy and confidentiality. There is always in our mind that we have a confidential data of our client. There is a privacy of data. How can we share the data with the technology and the AI? For that, there are some companies, the tools are coming in the market who are keeping our data in an encrypted form and then using it with the AI. Over reliance on the AI. AI is just like a helping hand for us. It's an artificial intelligence. It's not everything. So if we are producing any data from the AI, it's our responsibility to take care of it, to check it, to cross check it with our intelligence, as similar to if one of our any of our employee or the junior comes up with a work, we do the review part. In a similar way, we do need to that the review part as well. AI has also some limitations as well. As of now, in future, they are going to be take care of those limitations as well. Bias in AI outputs. It means what are the data the AI has as of now. They are reproducing the result on that basis only. Sometimes you will see that it's biased in the AI outputs. Let's start with the demonstration. So if you have seen multiple times in a bigger organization, there are multiple departments. We have the HR department, we have the sales department, finance department, IT department, and tax department, and so on. They have their roles and responsibilities with them with every time. But once we talk about the MSMEs, we talk about the individual sole proprietors, we talk about the partners having a team of 5 to 7. It's very much complicated to divide it into the department, and it will be a cost. It will be a very high cost comes at that time. For that, we need to take the help of the AI and the technology to make our life easier. So let me start with the one's demonstration part. So today I am using one of the tool which is ChatGPT for the drafting purpose. So if you can see, I am right now, I'm assuming as a ABC Private Limited, who are located in the Greater Noida. They are looking for one of the finance manager with a 5 to 6 years of experience in preparing financial statement, for which they need a job description because they are looking for someone and they're hiring. So I just typed that paragraph only for the JD, which needs to be shared with the consultancy who is helping us to hire the best resources available in the market. Then I put the enter and the complete prompt. So whatever we are writing to the chat GPT and the AI, it's known as a prompt. The best the thing which we need to take care of it for chat GPT and the other AIs is available all over the India, all over the globe. It means if you are not giving it the prompt properly, so it may give the results which is not relevant to you. So just to make it relevant to us, we need to provide the prompt in a similar fashion so that I mentioned the company name, the location as well. Along with that, what we are doing, what we are looking for on which designation, the experience, what are the expectations we have from that person, and a person should be a qualified chartered accountant. That's what I have mentioned. So if you'll see, the job title is finance manager, location, company, about us. About us, it mentioned the what the company is doing, the job description, the key responsibilities, the financial reporting part, the data analysis, fund flow, cash flow, compliance, team leaders, qualification what required, the skills it required, and why I joined us, the application process. As you can see, I didn't provide the email address in my prompt, hence it left the email address area in bracket format, making it to mention the email address separately. So whatever we are providing in the prompt, accordingly, the AI will give us the result in a similar fashion. Now, the HR department is done, hiring is done, we have the person with us. Now, let's move to the sales department. Now, what do you want? Obviously, we want to do business, we need sales, and we need sales to come regularly. So this is one of the another tool which I am using to prepare the PowerPoint presentation for me. So the prompt which I already wrote just to save the time, BC Limited Private Limited. With this, we want to prepare a sales pitch deck for one of the renowned hotels or product or manufacturer. So we are into all the edible oil manufacturing. Our product are manufactured with less fat and the carbs and are good for consumption. I said prepare the PPT in 8 slides. As you can see, there are 3 options. So it is that data. So I'm starting with this. So the presentation, we have the options to choose how many parts, how many slides we need in the PowerPoint presentation. So I pasted the same. Well, now is it just Is it better now? Better? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay. So I have already selected 8 cards here. So I'm just removing the last line and I set the generate outline. It says about the company. Manufacturing facility, products, nutrition, testing for our existing client, printing packages, and as I clicked on the continue, it asked me to prepare to select a theme, which theme I want. So it has multiple themes. For example, I select this one. I say generate. So as you can see, it takes some time. It understands our data, what we are giving, what are the prompts we are providing to it. It already mentioned the 8 slides, what is going to be there. The first slide, what kind of a slide to going to be there. And as you can see, as it mentioned on the first slide, the second, fourth. So as I mentioned, when we start doing it manually and we start mentioning the text and the format by or in the manually, it's a part of, it's a 2 to 3 hours per work here. If we are providing this, and here it is. As you can see, I didn't provide the, let's start with the screenshot. ABC Private Limited, healthy oils for hotels. Welcome to this, a leading manufacturing higher quality edible oils. Our manufacturing facilities, mention about the facility, the edible oil products. So it mentioned by itself, taking the pictures from the internet, the nutrition benefits. By showing the nutritional benefits, it took the picture of the oil along with the green vegetables, which will make a combination the best fit for this slide. The client testimonials, as we are presenting to the hotel industry, so it mentioned the chefs who are using this oil to cook the food. Hotel XYZ Limited, this is this, Hotel ABC, and this is this. As in my prompt, I didn't mention anywhere that we are from, so it took the size and the price and the delivery logistic, order placement, order processing, delivery. And the next step, as we didn't provide the contact details, it mentioned by itself. Again, for the email, it says info@abcprivatelimited.com and make the website by itself. So this is one of the way to do the to prepare the PowerPoint presentation. If you want to make more content out of it, you don't liking the content what it's creating. So what you need to do, come to the chat GPT again. Here you go. I copy pasted the prompt and here I'm mentioning please prepare the PPT in 8 slides because we have the 8 slides. And again, now it is providing me the slide wise data. Slide 1, what should be the title? Slide 2, who we are, content, our product range, the content, the visuals, the health benefits, the quality assurance, why choose us, client testimonials, and this is it. Now, if I want to make it explain so it gives the brief observations. The name should be there. The location is based. The industry is this. Our mission statement should be this. The experience, the product specialization. Again, it's us. The AI is there just to help us in our regular day-to-day task. Now the sales team has done their job. They brought the client onboarded with us. Now we have done that business. Now it's coming to the part of the finance department where the transactions has been done. Need to do the accounting part. So if you can see, there is one more tool which I am using to do the accounting part. So again, it's ABC Private Limited. So what I am doing, I have the bank statement with me. I am going to import the bank statement and all the entries will be done. So this is the import button we have. So it says which bank. So this is the first, it is taking all the ledgers available in the tally. So we have the HDFC Bank. I selected this is HDFC Bank. It says upload the file. So here it is. We have the HDFC Bank file. I uploaded it. It has now the file has been successfully uploaded. Now let's go to the accounting part. It's currently processing. So once the processing will be done, then only we'll move forward. So it has approx 700 to 800 entries in our Excel format. So once the processing will be done, then we'll move to the accounting part, how it can be done. So it depends on the number of data, the data size you have. It takes that much of time just to process it. So as you can see, there are 734 items are there in my bank statement. The statement date is 3rd April to 1st April 24. It says pending data, which is not yet uploaded to the tally, and the status is complete. Now I'm clicking on that. here we are with a different window where all the entries of the bank statement is there. Now, this is the bank statement format completely, the date, the descriptions which we have in the bank statement, the type, whether it's a payment or it's a receipt, the amount, and the ledger in which we want to post. So for example, we have one creditor, which is creditor A. This creditors A. Here we go. Selected all the entries in a single go. It says select ledger. I say creditor A. There is a select ledger, creditors A. For each ledger I have done, and just save it. Transaction updated successfully. So all those entries directly move to the creditors A. Let's move to the expenses. I have office expenses, which has been done. I have selected the ledger from here, office expenses. Just before starting, let me show you. If I'll show the PNL, if you'll see, there is no entry in expenses and income part as of now. I'll save it. And the transaction updated successfully. So what after saving it, I just need to send it to the tally. It says if you want to push these entries to the tally, I said okay. It says 34 transactions, which has been syncing. The syncing has been start. We have few entries related to the creditors A. We have few entries related to the expenses. And after once the syncing start, it moved to the in process and the transaction successfully synced in the tally. If you'll see, I'll go to tally again. Here it is. We have the office expenses entry there. Coming to the balance sheet part. Sundry creditors and the creditors A, all the entries are there, which we had in the. If you'll see the date, if you'll check, the date is 12th April, the HDFC Bank, the creditors A. Now it says the narration, it will keep the creditors A as same. If you want, what we can do is, it is taking the narration from the description of the bank statement. Now let's start with, if I'll have some medical expenses. Here we go. Select all. But now what I want is, I want different narration in that. Medical expenses for Mr. A. Here we go. Again, selected the medical expenses. Save. Transaction updated successfully. And once it's done, we'll send it to the tally and okay. It's syncing start in process. And then earlier it was 34, now it's 38. Now move to the tally. And if you'll see, profit and loss account, there is a medical expenses. I'll show you the first entry where I changed the narration and it says medical expenses for Mr. A. Now the accounting part has been done. Now we come with another part where another department says they are working on the new regulars and the schemes which are MSMEs providing. So here we have one video, which is MSME, which is of 17 minutes, 22 seconds. Now what I need to do, this is a complete video. I am asking to summarize it. My AI will summarize the whole video. Here it is. On the 4th second, it talks about the MSME's rules payment 45 days from day one. At 2:29, it talks about the rule, and if I'll ask to expand it, it will mention what it talk about in the whole video. So the whole 17-minute video, I can see the complete summary and the complete detail, the summarized version of this particular video. Now, as the legal part has been done, we come out with the taxation department. The taxation department has their own challenges. They have the GST coming up, few notifications are coming up in there. Just a moment. So now they have received one notice from the GST department. They want to reply for that. So we have this notice, the reply of earlier notice. So this was the earlier notice, earlier reply which we drafted. On this, we have received one more notice. Now, what I'll do? Now I will use a deep learning. I'll take the screenshot, paste it into the chat GPT. Now, as per the notice which we have received, we were asked to submit a copy of invoices in the ledger of the customer department, write a letter referring to the letter attached. It was the earlier reply we have mentioned. And here we go. Now the chat GPT will use the machine learning and the deep learning. Deep learning by reading the text of the screenshot which I have mentioned. So here it is, mentioning and referring to the dates. Our response is dated on 10th May. As per your request, we are submitting the following documents. The copy of invoices are mistakenly shown twice in GSTR1. The customer ledger is relevant for there. And all we respectfully request in light of our thank you for your attention. Sincerely, as I didn't mention any name in the designation, since it mentioned the private limited and the GSTN, it may make sure to replace placeholder with the actual date, your name, attach the requested document with the letter. Now, once the tax department done with their part, it comes now the IT. We, as a chartered accountant, using the Microsoft Excel since so long, our fellow colleagues are using the MS Excel since so long. But what happens, me or anyone else don't know the 100% formulas available in the Excel. So once I was going through, I was drafting an invoice in Excel. So what happened is, so I was making one invoice and I tried to identify, is there any formula which can use to convert the numbers into the text format. So I didn't find any. What I did, I go to the chat GPT again. I asked it, suggest an Excel formula to convert amount in numbers into amount in figures. So I asked to suggest me an Excel formula because I don't know this, but I want this result. So I given him a prompt. Now it says to use a VBA. So VBA is a one VBA editor where we can create our own formulas, own macros. So here it is. It gave us the complete coding of that, which we don't require to learn. What it says, open Excel and press Alt F11. I'll go to the Alt F11, I says. And here it is. It says, click on the insert in the module, copy paste the following VBA code. It's an insert in the module. I have already done the copy paste part, which I was using since so long. Once it's done, when the copy has been done, it says close the VB editor, return to your Excel worksheet. Use the new function by entering number two words. So it created a new formula, which is equal to number two words. I'll mention 17,208. It's at 17,208 rupees. Once I'll change it, 5645, and here we go, 19,364. So we're now, being a sole proprietor, I am doing the part from the HR department till the IT department. Now coming to the last demonstration part of my session. So we as a chartered accountant, we do the business. There are a number of numbers are there, but at the end, promoters wants to get the MIS on a regular basis. They want to learn from the numbers. They want to visualize those. They want to see in a visualized format. So here we are. I am using the Power BI, which is again a MS Office tool to do a task for me. So this Microsoft Power BI we use to do the visualization part. Here we have this window open with us. It says how we can use it. I have the Excel workbook. Let me show you first the Excel workbook which I am talking about. So here we go. It's a sales data. So this is the sales data of company. So here we go. It's a salesperson name is there. We have the products are there. The reason wise data is there. The customer, what kind of a customer we are selling to, the date on which we sold the data, the sale price of each material, and the number of items we sold. So this is the raw data of the Excel part. It has the 910 line items. So 909 items. Coming to the Power BI, I import data from the Excel. It says the sales data. Now, once I imported the data into Excel, it will connect the Power BI with the Excel data. And now it will convert this data as required by the Power BI. Now the process, it has done the process. Now we have the sales data. It says the raw data. Now, if you can see the columnar wise, row wise, all data is there. The number of items, sales, price, date, customer, and everything. Now, what I'll do, I'll just load it. So as the data is loading, it depends again the number of line items we have, the size of the data, that much of time it will take. It says the 910 rows loaded. And if you can see earlier, I just have this pane visualization. Now I have the data pane as well. Now, how we can use the Power BI? 910 line items. Now, if we just want to visualize it, just allow me a moment, and here we go. So we want the customer wise data, how the customers are purchasing. If you can see on the left side here, the customer data is uploading in this panel. Now we have the customer. There are 5 customers. We have Designers Homes, Allied Designs, Home India, Metro Emporium, Style and Spa. Now what we want the sale price, a customer wise sale price we want. Here it comes, the customer wise, 48,000, 47, 45. Now, yes, now what we want to do? We want to visualize it. Now there are the graphs on which we can, by using that, we can visualize this data. Here it goes. I want it in a pie chart. Click it on. The sum of the sale price by customer wise. It comes the customer wise data. The customer in this blue color says the Style and Spa, the sum is 55,000, which contains 22.62% of the complete data, 45,018 point for the Home India. Now, again, once it's done, we have different things to do. Now we want the region-wise data. We have the region, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, and Southwest. Now we say that sales price. Here we go. It comes with the sale price. Now we want in a different format. We want a donut chart. You click on that, and here we have the donut chart. If you'll see, I'll just minimize it and maximize this option. And we have a donut chart option we have. Here it is. And we have a pie chart. The donut chart shows the sum of the sale price region wise. Northeast has the maximum of 84.9K, which contains a 34.737%. Here we get the customer wise. Now we got the region wise. Now we want the product wise. Here is the product. We got the sales price, the 7-seater sofa, bamboo foam, glass center table, and then
This we needed in a stacked area chart. Now it shows in a stacked area format. The bamboo was more than 100K. The sale price of the 58 and the 7 seat is 43,000, wooden table 23,000, and this glass table is 11,650. Now this is you are presenting to the promoters of the business. They are visualizing it. They are seeing the kind of graphs in the database. Now suddenly during the meeting they ask you, yeah, that's totally fine. I understand that. Just tell me how our team is performing, how our salespersons are doing. If you'll tell me about the uh, salesperson wise data. Now, what happens if we are doing it manually and through Excel? It takes us a longer time to tell them. Now, in the meeting itself, we'll say if you want the salesperson wise data, here it is the salesperson. There are the multiple salespersons are there. I want them to tell them the sale price. The total will be there of sale price. And here it is, the bar graph. If you'll see, I'll just move it from here to here. And we have the bar chart here. There's a sum of sale price by each salesperson. So the Varun Sharma did the sales of 35,000. Ajit Roy did the sales of 28,000, and Dev Malik did the sales of 26,700. So as you can see, in just a 45 minutes of my session, which given to me, I try to take care of the work of each and every department we are doing on a day-to-day basis. So this is what we need to incorporate all these things in our daily life so that we can do more productive and the more effective task by doing the reductant and the mundane task on a regular basis, which takes our time and the efforts and the energy, which produce no results. Coming to my slide again, as it says always, there is a common myth that the AI will replace the human, but no, the person who is using the AI will definitely replace you. This is it today from my side. Thank you so much for your attentive listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I have these, please, these are my contact details. If you want to connect with me personally, you can drop me a message and email. I'll thank you everyone for your patient listening.
Thank you so much, Arpit sir. It was indeed a very insightful session and a very practical session. I think many chartered accountants where the skill gap lies for practicality and theoretically. I think we have tried decently to bridge that skill gap. Many would be benefited with this webinar. Thank you so much. So there are a few questions I'd like to ask. So can you give some examples how AI has transformed the traditional industry from the perspective of a chartered accountant who has been running a traditional business from say last 10 years. So how give some example which a chartered accountant of so experience has transformed his practice because the old generation would be reluctant for AI to come into the picture. So, can you give some small example where AI has helped the traditional practitioners?
So coming to the traditional practice in the AI, as 15 or say 18 years back, smartphone was launched in India. That time smartphone was very new to everyone. Then slowly and gradually those smartphone apps came into the picture, which is, I will talk about the very common app, which is WhatsApp. If you'll talk about who are old and the reluctant to move to the technology, if you'll see everyone who, so whatever the age is, they are using the WhatsApp on very regular basis. Just because there was a new technology, it took time to them, but they changed themselves and adopted themselves. Once, if you want to establish your firm and you want to grow, if you talk about the traditional one, as I'm a sole proprietor, I am doing everything alone. That it means I cannot do everything. by own self. I have my limited time. So I need to use the technology in such a fashion so that all those areas can be taken care by the technology. So if you will see, I demonstrated the accounting part. So in a traditional way, we are doing the accounting part on a regular basis. So if we
Yeah.
are doing the accounting in such a fashion, it will going to save number of hours to us. If you go in the past, earlier we used to prepare the ITR by hand and do the computation.
And manually, correct.
Now we have the different softwares are coming in. Everyone is using that software just to do the computation, just because it's saving our time. So this is how
Right.
moving with the technology.
So even the software are built on this AI, which we are not aware of, but they are built on AI. We are just using as an interface or as a tool to prepare our return, but they are eventually built on the concept of AI.
So basically, if we talk about the tools, those tools have already fixed algorithms there. They have mentioned those algorithms. If you want to talk to the tool, it will give you what are the algorithms are there. Now, if you ask the AI to do anything, they will do on behalf of you. There is no algorithm there. They are taking the data from you. If you have seen in the past, if right now, if I'll talk about, I want to buy a laptop, I just talk about it. And now I'll see on my Instagram scrolling and there is a laptop sponsors pages are there. Now it's just taking data from me and helping me to get it done. But the algorithm has been, in case of software, the algorithm has been done. Now the software will work on that particular algorithm only.
Right. Okay. So another participant was asking, we want to know what is narrow AI and what are its typical application.
Okay. So if I'll talk about the narrow AI, just a moment. So it's about this is narrow AI, it's very weak AI, we can say, which is using as a chatbot or virtual assistant. If you'll see on the Zomato, there is a Zia assistant is there. If you'll ask few queries, it has some limitations. So it will give you the respective answers. If you have something specific, then it will say that I am moving it to the human intelligence. So they have the limited knowledge. The chatbots have the limited knowledge. It's come under narrow AI.
Okay. And how AI-led MSME credit assessment will help India and its future prospect?
Okay, so if we'll go in that fashion, that AI is helping us in each and every sector, whether it's an MSME, whether it's a non-MSME. We have, for one thing, we have multiple tools available in the market. If I talk about right now, I think it will go to past 4. Then if they have that candidate that has the query, I think we can connect personally and I'll explain it in a better fashion.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, Arpit. There are some questions for Modi sir, if he is available here, so I'll ask him.
Yes, Arpan, you may ask.
Yes, sir. So one of the participant wanted to know, can you provide some background on internal rating mechanism of IREDA for the projects? So what are the internal ratings, checklist or mechanism for a IREDA to approve a project?
See, normally whatever projects we prepare, see, they have given 25 years repayment. So
You
you
are
have,
not properly, you are not audible, sir.
yes, everything is working from my side. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, now it's
Yes,
audible.
yes.
Yeah, internal, what you say me, internal rating procedure.
Yes.
So while we are preparing the project report, they have not prescribed any benchmark. They have said us the rate of interest, the repayment period, and the maximum loan. What IREDA is going to allow us to get the project. So based on that, we will prepare the projections, and from our projections, whatever ratios will come, while we are putting the application online, they will ask certain ratios, the project reports, the ratios which has been generated. On that basis, they will approve your projects, they will consider your project. And similarly, to get the benefit of these rebates, which are available, say 35 paise to 5 paise of the project, the rate of interest, it is to be externally rated by agencies which are in existence in India. So based on that, the rating will be done. So there is no prescribed guidelines that you should have this debt service coverage ratio or your debt to equity ratio. But whatever projects we are preparing, based on that, whatever is generated, it will be appraised.
Okay, thank you. So India has been a developing country last 10 years, and the trajectory is moving up and up. Also, India is moving towards sustainable investment. But as per your knowledge and understanding of the statistics, what is the pattern of NPA, non-performing asset of IREDA for the last 5 years?
So
Has there been any major defaults?
So this is not known to me, to be frank with you, because this topic very new to us, and so far I have not gone through the IREDA balance sheets and IREDA percentage. So sorry, I could not answer on this point, this question. How much NPAs are?
No problem.
Yes.
So I'll end with the last question. Can you give some good advice to young chartered accountant who will enter the corporate world or who will enter the practice world to, as this is a new career opportunity, so how they can start with this line of business and what would be their business model or revenue model for the sale to earn from
You
it
see the
a
statistic of
living?
ICI, there are 4,14,000 members. Only 38% are in practice. Most of the members are choosing career as a job. So day on, day off, the opportunities in practice is increasing, in my opinion, provided you come into the non-traditional area of practice. First, don't try to start your practice in proprietorship. Become partner in some big companies, big chartered accountants, senior chartered accountant firms, and say them that I am in charge of this vertical, and I have got myself trained in IREDA. I myself has trained in SIDBI. I myself has trained in such and such a subject which is not in existence in your firm. So I will be heading this vertical in your firm. Super specialization is the need of our. Just compare a 22-year chartered accountant who aspire to earn, and just compare a MD, MCH doctor at the age of 27, 28. Then he is starting his practice. The way he is earning after 28 years, and the chartered accountant who has started his professional practice as an individual at the age of 22. The income, the practice, the everything is different, but try to enhance your knowledge, become specialized in particular topic, and don't start the practice as a proprietor. Always aspire to become partner in some senior chartered accountant firm. That is my message to all young chartered accountants. Good area is there. Day on, the opportunities for chartered accountants are increasing. Just remove or just concentrate on the non-traditional area of practice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Also, thank you so much, ICI, for such a valuable webinar today. I'll hand over to Devang for the last notes.
Thank you so much, GB sir, G Modi sir, and Arpit sir for giving a wonderful session and your honorable time for us. It's precious time to us and the committee. And I really thanks from the giving you a thanks from the committee side also.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Arpan sir.
Thank you, everyone.